days. But elsewhere, that's in North London, Tottenham Football Club, in a game of two halves, they staged the second half comeback to defeat Emery's Aston Villa by 4-1. And then we talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League games that went down also yesterday. 10 games across 10 different centers. Ahmed Musa, this man thriving on his return into the Nigeria Premier Football League. And for Ikorodu City, they ended that Finidi George's 9-game unbeaten run yesterday, as the side lost by 2-0 there at the Onyekon Stadium. And outside football, defending champion of the WTA finals, that's talking about 𝐒𝐲 she came from a set down also to defeat Barbara Krejcikova at 2-1 in one of the 4 games that went down over the weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, while also in Brazil, there in the world of Formula One. Max Verstappen returned back to winning ways, crushing Lando Norris' slim world title hopes with 3 races till the end of the 2024 Formula One calendar year. But the story from the world of Formula One over the course of the weekend was the podium finish also for second and third there in the world of Formula One. Did you see that coming? Well, definitely I didn't see that coming as well. But it was a great Brazilian Grand Prix that went down over the course of the weekend. So this is the dial of 32 FM 94.9, broadcasting live from the big brown city of Ibadan. And you're listening to the voice of Oluwatimileni SAMIES Ogunde on the program this lovely morning. But from everything that happened over the course of the weekend there in the world of sport, I will discuss about some of the biggest games where Ademola Lookman, he was the hero for Atlanta Football Club, also there in the Italian Serie A, when they defeated Antonio Conte's Napoli, that's at home at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium by 3-0. Ademola Lookman and Retegi were the goal scorers for Gianpiero Gasperini's side yesterday. So we start straight from the world of the English Premier League, where Chelsea Football Club they came from behind to rescue that Premier League point against Manchester United, denying the Red Devils that 3 consecutive home victories for them. That's for the first time since the year 1957. Bruno Fernandes scored his first goal of the season from the penalty spot after Sanchez fouled Højlund, that's in the penalty area. And then Moises Caicedo also got his first Premier League goal yesterday after that lovely volley, which definitely went through the legs of Modric past Andre Onana. That's in goal for Manchester United. Well, 2 more games for the man himself, talking about Ruud van Nistelrooy in charge of Manchester United before Ruben Amorim takes over. That's at the wheel of that's Manchester United. But definitely we'll talk about all that happened over the course of the weekend there in the English Premier League, where Tottenham Football Club also they defeated Aston Villa by 4-1. That's a magnificent second half performance from Tottenham Football Club. Dominic Solanke, James Maddison scoring his 50th Premier League goal through that sublime free kick also in that encounter. And Brennan Johnson scoring in that game as well. You could tell that it was a great weekend of football for Tottenham Football Club and somewhat of the big boys, if not all, as Manchester City and Arsenal Football Club, they capitulated over the course of the weekend. So let's join our partners. That's the BBC Premier League update to take updates from all that happened yesterday. That's in the English Premier League.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Andy Barwell at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester United against Chelsea finished 1 apiece at Old Trafford. It remains United's worst start to a Premier League campaign. Now with 12 points from their opening 10 games, Chelsea moved up to 4th in the table, 7 points off the pace. The BBC's football correspondent John Murray sent us this report.
Ruud van Nistelrooy's Manchester United may have fired in 5 goals against Leicester in his first match as interim coach, but they found it tougher going against Chelsea, who could have ended the day in the top 3 had it gone their way. After an entertaining first half, during which Madueke headed against a post for Chelsea and a Rashford shot clipped their crossbar, the match deteriorated until Højlund won a penalty for United and Fernandes converted it with 20 minutes to go. But within 5 minutes of that, following a corner, Moises Caicedo shot from outside the box found the bottom corner to make it 1-1, which is how it finished, providing plenty of food for thought for the soon-to-be incoming Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim.
Tottenham Hotspur fought back from being 1-0 down to defeat Aston Villa 4-1. Villa were leading at the break through Morgan Rogers, but Spurs hit back in the second half. Dominic Solanke scored twice. Brennan Johnson and James Maddison also got a goal apiece for the side managed by Ange Postecoglou.
Well, they obviously scored from the corner, but we still were well in the game. And then, the thing with us is we don't stop. We've got more gears in us, and we always know we're going to finish the game strong. And provided we've extracted enough energy out of the opposition in the first half, then, if we stick to our principles, we can overcome, the opposition. I thought that's what happened.
And for more football news on the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Listen to the BBC Premier League updates, where of course they share that they thoughts and also from the games that went down yesterday there in the English Premier League. But let's go straight to Naples and take a listen to how the game between Napoli and Atalanta ended yesterday. 3-0 in favour of Ademola Lookman's Atlanta Football Club, where of course they are playing the chase now in the bid to win the Scudetto title. Let's go straight to Italy.
Edison. They've let Lookman turn here, Napoli. Ruggeri with the cross. Oliveira got it clear. Derone back in. And here's Lookman! It's Atalanta who strike. And it's one of their key performers on target. No one picked up Ademola Lookman. Politano as Napoli look to respond. Lukaku. Here's McTominay! He's caught the upright. De Ketelaere now for Atalanta. Now it's into Lookman. Lovely work in transition. Lookman! It's the Ademola Lookman show in Naples. He scored twice to stun the league leaders. De Ketelaere with a clever cross. Pasalic just couldn't stretch. Gilmour teased in by Politano. They're queuing up. Rahmani. One of the better openings Napoli have had. Raspadori with the free kick. Buongiorno's header slapped away by Carnesecchi. Samardzic loves to shoot from range. Samardzic, Bellanova, Retegui, of course. It wouldn't be a league match without a goal for Matteo Retegui. Napoli beaten 3-0 on the opening day of the season, humbled 3-0 here this afternoon by Atalanta.
Well, they listened to how the game ended between Napoli and Atlanta yesterday. It was definitely the Ademola Lookman show, whom of course you can tell that Adebobo, as fondly called within his peers in the folds of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, he has had a stellar year 2024, but we are just counting down to the event that is set to go down there in Morocco. Will he be crowned the African Footballer of the Year? That's the question now in which most Nigerians are asking for. Well, Atlanta yesterday, you could tell that they were victorious yesterday, but in other results of games that went on across the different centers, well, for Inter Milan, they won by 1-0 yesterday. And of course, you could tell that they are also trying to catch Napoli at the top of the summit there in the Italian Serie A. And moving straight to Spain, Dani Olmo's brace and of course a Rafinha's goal ensured that Barcelona won by 3-1, defeating Espanyol. And Simeone's son also was on target. That's Giovanni Simeone. He was on target as Atletico de Madrid defeated Las Palmas over the course of the weekend. Well, for Paris Saint-Germain, they extended their lead at the top of the Ligue 1 table with victory over Lens. And then the biggest game that went on also there in Germany over the course of the weekend, Borussia Dortmund, they staged the comeback win over Leipzig to end there on that's a losing run there in the world of football. And Hurricanes double also takes down Union Berlin, that's Frankfurt. They defeated VfL Bochum by 7-2. Mamouche, the Egyptian, well, definitely scoring goals for fun this season. Ian of Hurricane, well, they are striving for who is definitely going to win. That's the Golden Boot. We'll talk about German football at the early stages of this season. But moving away from football, before we talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League, we talk about tennis stories at this point, where it was an exciting weekend also, where we talk about tennis, where Alexander Zverev, well, he outclassed Humbert to win the Paris Masters 6-2, 6-2. He won that there in dominant fashion. And in the WTA finals are going on there in Riyadh. Iguodala 𝐂𝐎 kicked off a WTA Finals title defense with a Hartford victory, rallying back from a set and a double breakdown to overcome 8th-seeded Barbara Krejcikova. That's in Riyadh yesterday. Aryna Sabalenka also maintains a stronghold. That's in the world of tennis. So, quickly a look at the results of games that went down in the WTA Finals. Aryna Sabalenka 2 sets over Sen Qinwen. Jasmine Paolini also defeated Elena Rybakina in straight sets 2-0. Gaswiatek yesterday coming back to defeat Barbara Krejcikova, and Cory Kokogov defeating Jessica Pegula also in straight sets. Moving to the world of Formula One as well, Max Verstappen, you could tell that this man, he is bidding to win his fourth drivers' constructors standings. That's in the world of Formula One. Of course, he did that yesterday in a fine fashion, and a performance that will go straight into the history books. So yesterday, we had the practice session, final practice session also go down yesterday, and the race proper went down yesterday. Why did this happen? This is because of flooding, and for Max Verstappen, you could tell that he definitely dropped a lovely performance. That's in Sao Paulo sprint, and then you can tell that Cameron Norrie, he finished the 6th in that race. How do we go about this? Maybe we should listen to the words of Max Verstappen speaking while on track. That's in Brazil rather, where the race went down. The words of Max Verstappen while still in his own glory.
Wow. It's been a long time coming, mate, but boy, was that worth the wait. You are the man.
Oh, yes! What an unbelievable race, guys. You know what that is? Simply lovely. I tell you that.
Well, simply lovely from Max Verstappen. We have to go now, but when we come in the afternoon, we take a look at the results of the Nigeria Premier Football League. Ahmed Musa was on target for Kano Pillars. The Oluyole Warriors still yet to get a victory away from home this season in the Nigeria Premier Football League. Thank you so much to everyone who has been under the sound of our voice on today's edition of Scoreboard in 15, the first edition for the week, and of course, the first Monday in the month of November. To come later, 3:30 p.m. Scoreboard in 30. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day.